Good morning. Thank you for having me. On this day, when we commemorate the memory of the greatest Indian, past, present, and perhaps future, I want to ask you, my young friends, what the Mahatma Ji means to you. The incandescent influence of Mahatma Gandhi on the world stage requires no restatement, years or perhaps decades after he left for his heavenly abode. Leaders around the world have been inspired by his philosophy of non-violent resistance, and a few remarkable among them being Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, and the Dalai Lama. However, on home soil, the Gandhi effect has been hazier. No doubt, we see the Mahatma everywhere, be that on the names of the main streets and on every rupee note. His name is invoked as an endorsement by everybody, but the absence of Gandhi in our hearts and our mind is as much evident. I think it is now time for us to expiate, because India today needs Gandhiji like never before. Gandhiji in his lifetime played varied and eclectic roles, be that a politician, a social reformer, inventor, guru, philosopher, so on and so forth. He was uncompromising in his demands on his family, friends, and political allies, holding them to exalted levels of moral standards, something which, alas, we find very scarcely these days. Gandhiji was deeply imbued by the suggestion of Leo Tolstoy, which he made in his famous letter, A Letter to a Hindu, written and published in the year 1908, that it is only by using love as a weapon that Indians can overthrow the colonial rule. In 1909, Gandhiji requested permission from Tolstoy to publish this letter, which he accorded, and their correspondence continued till 1910, when Tolstoy died. As perhaps you have been told several times before, Gandhiji dedicated his life to the discovery and pursuit of the truth, the Satya, and christened his philosophical movement as the Satyagraha, formulating it as a political movement in 1920, when he tabled the Resolution on Non-Cooperation before the Indian National Congress. The famous American political science philosopher Dennis Dalton spoke on the concept of Satyagraha, saying that this resonated in the minds and culture of his people, embedding Mahatma Gandhi into the political consciousness and transforming him quickly into the Mahatma, the one with the pure soul. The essence of Satyagraha is the force of the soul force, as they say, and ahimsa, the refusal to use force even against your tormentors or oppressors. It is not inaction, but it is determined passive resistance. It is silent force, as Martin Luther King said in his famous I Have a Dream speech. It arms an individual with the moral and not physical power. Ahimsa, or the principles of non-violence, perhaps was never propounded by Mahatma Gandhi for the first time. He himself having said that truth and non-violence are as old as the hills. But certainly, he was the first to use this concept in the political arena on a large scale. In the Indian thought, ahimsa is the highest dharma, a precept that has to be used against everybody or in favor of everybody, all living beings, the Sarva Bhuta, at all times Sarvada, and in all respects Sarvata, in your mind, in your thoughts, in your action. In fact, Mahatma Gandhi himself has explained his philosophy poignantly in his iconic autobiography, The Story of My Experiments with Truth. Gandhiji stood for secularism and honesty against materialism and hypocrisy, ideals which are now recapturing the minds of the world. If there are 5 lessons which I think is sacrosanct from the life and philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi, they are: 1. Trust yourself and have faith in what you do. 2. Respect everyone and treat one another as you would like to be treated by the other. 3. Lead from the front and lead by example. 4. Inculcate a discipline of honesty, integrity, and rectitude in your own in dealings with yourself and with the others. And the final, which I think is the most important, and on which I can speak for hours, but I know that I don't have the luxury of that time today, is that you must develop a sense of character which should be unfending. Since I said that I don't have the time to speak on this for long, I'll tell you one adage which has been drilled into my mind by my teachers and my parents, which I'm sure you have all heard at least once before, and I'll remind you. If money is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. But if character is lost, everything is lost. My dear young friends, my dear young children, you are all special and you are distinct from each other. It is your character and your comportment that makes you or distinguishes you from the other. It is this what your school and your education is striving for, to make you worthy citizens and exemplary human beings. And as so rightly said by Mahatma Gandhi on education, education for life, education through life, and education throughout life. I'll conclude by telling you the greatest tribute ever paid to Mahatma Gandhi by an equally illustrious man, the great Albert Einstein, who spoke of him. Generations to come will scarce believe that a man like this in flesh and blood walked on the surface of this earth. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind. Etrai.